was a trade negotiator. But when I look at the system, the trade system being jolted like that, it's a huge disruption.
So this 90-day temporary cease.
Okay, optimistic scenario. 90 days, conclude many deals with many countries, settle them. Minimum 10% stay. It still will drag the economy. But 145, 125%, US and China is not going away.
And that's enough to hit.
Tariffs are easy to go up, very hard to come down.
So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have such an honor, right? We've got Minister Ong Ye Kung, okay, and his team together with us today, right? Let's all welcome him. Woo!
Thank you, Lulu, for inviting me. I brought along two colleagues. Xuan, run the battery business, and Li San.
Well, I invite one, get two more, no? It's like, there's my song.
Only in Sembawang.
Yeah, it's a real honor. You know, I never have such a huge turn up, and I really feel honored. So, the 1965 community has been around for many years, and this is such an honor. Today we will be very excited to ask you a lot of questions. Okay, some questions you will love it. Some questions I'm not too sure you like.
Okay, that's why I brought the two.
Some questions I send you, a lot of questions I didn't send you. So good luck to you. So today 你们已经是 in my captive audience, you cannot run away. Okay. As I said, our channel is a little bit more, all looking at money, investments, and all this kind of thing. The one topic which is called cost of living. Not anymore, I'll be frank with you. I know cost of living has always been a big issue. Currently, it is not the hottest topic right now. In fact, that topic has been overshadowed by some precedent ourselves in some country. But right now, we still need to talk about it because I just need to get this done with. So check in the box. Everybody, we should deal with this. In Sembawang, how do you help your residents to deal with this cost of living issue? Because price has gone up. Yes, it has stopped rising. So more or less inflation stopped. But the price has gone up.
Price level stay high.
It stay high, right? And some people betahan, cannot take it. So how do you all?
I would say on the ground, cost of living is still an issue.
Okay.
Because as you say, the prices stay high.
Yes.
Yeah, and now people are feeling not so secure about their jobs. No?
Yeah.
So when the prices stay high, there are even more anxiety.
Sure.
Yeah. But your question is, maybe start with local first.
Yeah.
Start with local.
How do you help? How do you help? Then we can talk at national level how do you help. But at the local, what can you do for your residents?
We have quite a few programs for the lower income group because my area mostly working class, middle, lower income, and for really the families who are less privileged need help, we have multiple programs to assist them. One of them is called Belanja a Meal. So
I heard of that program.
So we get our.
I copied from. Boon Lay.
Yeah.
Bukit Batok.
Yes, I have that.
Rahayu's division.
Yes, I stay under her ward.
So I copied
ward.
her and then I say the rest of you.
Okay, Mr. Ong, very humble. You alright say. Alright say I copy. 好的兄弟应该抄 right? Yeah, just copy, right? Yeah.
So we started that 5 years ago.
Okay, Belanja a Meal.
Belanja a Meal, and then till
maybe
date.
For our audience, how does it work?
So basically, we use a community to assist community. So we raise funds through our donors from residents, and it goes into a central pool. And then we work with our local coffee shops and our hawker centers, and residents who have this Belanja a Meal card can redeem X number of meals per month. Okay. So my side is 15 meals per month. That will help them very much in terms of.
And no question asked, no shame, very subtle.
No.
Use your card.
Yeah. Because this has been paid for basically by the donors.
I see. How long has this program been running?
So for my side, it's about 5 years, and we have served about more than 25,000 meals.
25,000 meals.
So our methods are the low tech. You use magnets as well, right?
Magnets to redeem the meals.
Yeah. So that means I donate all the time. I go to the Chai Pung store. I say $10. Then I'll get 10 magnets. Then I'll put it on the board, and then the help recipient, the recipient with their card will take the magnets and buy the meal.
Exactly.
So the in-between currency is the magnet.
Okay.
It's an honesty system.
Yeah.
But our colleague, Mariam Jaffar, she management consultant, senior partner.
Sure.
She very high-tech, hers must scan, got digital.
Okay.
But she say it works really well.
Really?
So I use that as well.
Oh, you use that as well. So you didn't use magnet?
Magnets is part 2 to redeem from the drink store, they will redeem the magnets, and then they can go to the respective store. Mine is in between.
Yeah. What other things you have at a local level? Yeah.
Canberra, actually, we try to help across board everyone. So in conjunction with Edge60, actually Canberra just turned 25, and we just launched the Canberra Care Vouchers. So that one, you just attend any community club events, you'll be able to redeem a $50 NTUC voucher.
Wow,
And some of these
$50.
events are free. You don't even have to pay for it. Just go for it.
Really?
Yeah, and then you can redeem.
You know where the money comes from?
SG60.
Mr. Ong. Minister Ong.
No lah. So we raise money.
Okay.
So in this case, the money come from the Northwest CDC,
I see.
which they in turn have Club 100.
Yes.
Club 100. So they have a whole bunch of people. Every month they will donate $100, deducted gyro from their
Oh, I
pay,
see.
from their
Okay.
account. So they accumulate that and they support us with those funds to implement this kind of local program. Many layers of help lah. So just now we thought we start with local, but it's just briefly. Actually, nationally, I feel that one of the most important thing, which actually many countries can't do, is to manage your national fiscal finances well. Yeah, just like you are an expert in this, in managing your own personal finances.
Okay,
As a country,
Yeah.
you also need to manage your
Of course.
national finances. If you are profligate, you spend, then you end up in debt. Then your budget will end up paying interest, right? Yeah, with many countries, half their budget end up in interest, not half, but a big portion. In Singapore, not only do we not pay interest for any debt, we are getting income.
You are absolutely right. Yes.
And using this, we can support many of the fiscal measures. So therefore, what is the outcome? Outcome is 50% Singaporeans don't pay taxes. Don't
That
pay income
I used to
taxes.
think is a myth.
Yeah.
Now I hear from Minister.
Yeah.
So it's true, right?
Yeah,
50%
50%
of Singaporeans
don't pay taxes.
don't pay income tax.
Taxes, don't pay income tax.
Okay.
And in fact, the lower income workers get negative income tax. Every month they get WIS, Workfare Income Supplement. We can't do that if we are a country that has anyhow spend money and
Yes.
in great debt and have to
Correct.
pay service
Correct.
interest. So I think that is one key issue,
Okay.
one key factor.
Yep.
And with good finances and fiscal position, actually you can try as much as possible to take care of the big pieces of important things in your life. What are important things? Education.
Yes.
Most Singaporeans families don't have to worry too much about education costs
That is
for their
true.
kids. Yeah.
Yep.
If university maybe $8,000-9,000
Yep.
per year of tuition fees, but
Sure.
lower, not even lower, middle to lower income, you can apply for bursary.
Sure.
So education by and large settled.
Sure.
Housing, I know a lot of people worry about resale prices.
Sure.
But young couples apply BTO.
Yes.
BTO is fixed as a price
Yes.
that more or less they can afford.
Sure.
8 in 10
Yep.
don't have to use cash, just use CPF deduction.
Yes.
I visit many families. Some of them they are in their 40s or so, children, teenagers. I ask them, have you finished servicing mortgage? They say finish.
Oh.
Finish. Yeah. Many of them. So I think we have managed to settle housing.
Sure.
Many countries actually housing big issue for young couples.
Burden
yeah.
for even maybe 2 or 3 generations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Finally, healthcare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Healthcare is a long story.
Yeah. Waiting
Healthcare, long
for
story.
you to elaborate.
Healthcare itself has many layers. Subsidy, then insurance, national insurance, then using your MediSave, then finally for the lower income, your MediFund, S+3M system. This is actually very cleverly designed.
Okay.
So that the many layers create a system of discipline.
Sure.
We don't overspend so much. So we are under 5% national healthcare
Sure.
spending.
Sure.
When most countries at our level of income will be spending 10, 12%, the US 17% GDP.
Sure.
We spend 5% or less. Yeah. And all this become a lesser burden on the country, on individuals.
I see.
Yeah. So today, 7 in 10 patients that go to hospital don't pay anything. No
What?
cash. No cash.
Oh.
No need cash.
Okay. Because
yeah,
they
8
use
in
their
10.
MediSave or?
Yes, by the
I
time subsidy, MediShield Life come in, MediSave come in, no cash outlay. 7
see.
in 10. 8 in 10 pay less than $100.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have more or less also make healthcare quite affordable.
I see.
Yeah, so big pieces in life can be set, don't have to worry
I
so
see.
much. I think these are actually the major cost of living worry
Correct.
that we actually settled. Then of course, we have all kinds of structured support. Actually, most of our help for Singaporeans are structured in nature, means they're permanent in nature.
Sure.
Yeah, even GST voucher
Sure.
is a permanent scheme. No, GST voucher has 3 components, actually 4.
Is it a permanent scheme?
GST voucher is
I
a
didn't know
permanent
that.
scheme. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So you will get it every year.
Everybody worried that
Yeah.
it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So GST
That's
voucher
new, that's new.
cash.
Okay.
So this year is $850.
Yes.
And then you have your MediSave top up. I
Sure.
think this year is 450, something like that. Then you got your SNCC rebate, half a month to 3.5 months, something like that. And then you got your utilities rebate, which comes once every quarter. This is permanent.
Oh,
Yeah. But of course, sometimes for SG60, then one time you get an extra voucher. See?
From my understanding, and this is maybe a marketing issue, is that we give so many things. People need Excel to tabulate. And then they when things are too much given, they cannot remember anything. But they still remember, okay, this one in my pocket really. I still see cost of living very high. They disassociate.
The problem is this, when something becomes permanent, we forget.
Yes, yes.
We forget already because it's in the pocket.
Yes.
Then we say it was new. Then the new thing come out, this new thing only lasts for 1 year. But actually, many of the help is permanent.
And you really educated me a lot, even though I'm embarrassingly a finance person. I also don't know that, right? So it's always good to have you guys coming to educate me. But I must tell you, the flavor has changed.
Yes.
Now, I'll be frank with you. I got to handle so many, cry father, cry mother about cost of living. That voice has died. Right now, there's a new fear that's in the market right now, and this one is very serious. I think the trade war is right now hitting in a very real way. I know a lot of people, in particular about the maybe some opposition camp thinks that this fear mongering. I run a business, okay? The business dived, okay? And I spent the last 1.5 weeks or so talking to about 15 to 20 entrepreneurs, fellow entrepreneurs. About 80% of them said that they are registering a fall of 20 to 50 to 60%. It could be anybody, There could be big companies, MNCs. There could be small retail shops, hawkers, bosses and things like that and whatsoever. And I feel that this is going to be real. And I'm entrepreneurs like us, we can tahan for 1 month, 2 months. Third month, we have to start to retrench or pay cut, pay freeze, that kind of thing. Right? And I don't think I'm the only one. Yes. I don't think I'm the one feeling it. Let me spell it very carefully. I am not fear mongering. It is a good friend who's running fruit business. Their business got hit. I've got got friends that run advertising business. They got hit because all the brands start pulling back the advertising budget. It's not that is business bad. It's everybody don't know what's going to happen. Then the natural thing is not to spend. But if the fear of recession leads to recession, that's the worst part. So maybe I actually want to ask Xuan, you're an entrepreneur. Do you feel it now?
Well, I run a family business in battery, so you would think that a B2B company, essential service, shouldn't be hit that much.
Yeah, sure.
But similarly, we see that holding back on investments, holding back on trades, people are
Holding back investments.
so just general clients. Yeah, and that fear has seeped into flow of our products as well. So we are a goods company. 90% of our business come from just selling products, and that gets hit very badly. Enquiries come down, people take a wait and see approach because Trump has paused tariffs. We don't know when it's going to start again. So everyone is just very hesitant. Yeah.
So maybe the question now goes to three of you, maybe at a local level and then at a national level. As I said, if this drags on, it may not, because President Trump may suddenly flip and say, "Oh, I friend with everybody already, no more tariff," that kind of thing. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Because with China, it's 145% and it's threatening to increase it to 245 stays, and China's 125% on US stays. Although the aluminium and steel stays. And it will take years, I think, for US and China to negotiate it down. And you don't know by how much.
Well said.
So even if you take an optimistic approach that in these 90 days you can strike deals with many parts of the world, minimum 10% is staying. and 145 versus 125 is staying. Yeah, so this is going to stay. I've been talking to just residents now, so I can really verify what you said. I speak to real estate agents. I say, how is it? You shouldn't be so affected by.
Singaporeans like to buy property,
I say, this
yeah.
is services, right? This is not affected by tariff.
Sure.
He say, yes, because of the uncertainty, people are holding back.
Oh, wow.
So real estate agents
Sure.
affected. I was a trade negotiator, right? So I thought I know trade. I was speaking to one resident just 2 nights ago. Yeah, they are in plastic business. Yeah, local here. So they say, I supply plastic throughout the region. I said, then you're okay, you're not affected. They say, no, I'm affected. I said, how are you affected? Because the tariff is between US and China. He said, because I import from China. I said, that's okay, what?
Yeah.
Because import China, Singapore don't have tariff against
Yeah.
China. He said, no, the ingredients come from US to China, from China manufacturing to plastic. She takes supply from China. So the ingredients now, 125%. She is very affected. So we are somehow connected with that supply chain. Yeah. But on the bright side, I met a guy, he sells fishball in Senoko. He make fishball and sell fishball. So I say, are you affected? He said, no, fishball not affected. I only sell in Singapore.
So let's go sell fishball, right?
So I think the impact will be widespread. There are some sectors, services, local food business, maybe they are spared. Yeah, but I think we are expecting a widespread impact.
Okay. I'm feeling it. My 15 to 20 fellow business are feeling it. You feel it, okay?
This
So
will be
it's-
a jobs crisis. This will be a confidence crisis.
Correct. Yeah. So maybe let's start at the local level first. You know, what can you all do, to help your fellow residents in Sembawang,
Like I mentioned earlier on, most are working level, working class residents, and my biggest worry is a lot of them actually work in the factories in Sembawang West and Sembawang area. There's quite a few big semiconductor companies like Micron, Seagate,
Yeah.
and some of my residents have been working there for past 10, 20 years, and be it engineers or even operators. My worry is that if they start to cut jobs, then so then what do we do
Yeah,
on the
what
ground?
can we do
So actually during the COVID period, we have also been doing quite a lot of work to help residents do job matching. We work closely with NTUC E2I, and even during that time, personally, also pull in friends who are in different industry to do regular webinars, because during COVID time, so the webinars to help to match residents with other companies who may need to hire people. So that's one way that we can also help residents, and then also encourage them to do some upskilling, go use their skills future credits, and be able to switch to a different industry which may not be hit so badly. So these are some of the things that we will look into very quickly on ground to see how we can help our residents who are affected.
You think you're starting now, or you do adopt or just wait and see first?
Right now, I think we have to wait and see to understand clearly which industry, which sectors, who are the residents who may be affected. But we already start to talk to some of our partners we worked together before, and see how we can put things together quickly.
Very good. Okay.
I think from a youth perspective, the worry will be for fresh grads coming into the market. I mean, we just exited COVID, where there were a lot of fears of whether I can find the right job or whether I can find the right employer. And then now we are going into another wave of tariff fears. Right?
Yep.
But my advice to residents or even anyone would be to keep your eyes open, always pile on more skills so that there are opportunities out there. You just have to make sure that you are ready for it. So in the meantime, please go out there, upskill yourself, or learn a few more skills, and then make sure that you're ready when the opportunity comes.
Really upskill yourself, because the thing is that you could be in one course, right? You could have gone in and say, I want to do engineering.
But don't limit yourself to just maybe engineering field, or maybe you're in finance. Maybe you can say, I only want to go into finance. But if the market situation is not right, then maybe you should just be flexible. Yeah, be flexible about your options.
That's a great advice. Okay, Minister Ong, at a national level, I think this could be a very big issue that's coming. At a national level, what the government could help the people and even companies.
So we've gone through a few crises before. Economic crisis, mid-80s. That one, in the end, it was a cost problem. the global economy was okay, but our cost level was too high. There was a sharp cut of CPF.
Yeah.
So that restored our competitiveness. It was mostly cost competitiveness. Yeah. At that time, what worked was not just a policy. It was the fact that we had tripartite relationship where the government, the unions, and the employers can work together and come to this consensus that this is something we must do to save jobs. Yeah. Then 1997, another round. By then I was already working.
Okay.
Yeah. I was already working that time was actually in PMO.
Okay.
Yeah, when we had the Asian financial crisis. Then later on, another big crisis, 2008. So 97, I wasn't quite involved because I was doing HR for civil service.
Okay.
And then 2008, I was very
Global
involved.
financial crisis.
Global financial crisis. I was in workforce development. Then during the crisis, I jumped over to NTUC, where the frontline action was. But I think 97, 2008 was similar. Basically, we went in to help employers.
Okay.
Because you say in 3 months, you cannot tahan, no cash, you got the retrench.
Yeah.
So we go in, help stop the bleeding,
I see.
help you hold on to the workers.
Okay.
And usually what we do, we set up training programs.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can send your workers for training, you can claim absentee payroll, then you can hold on to them. Hopefully then things turn out better, hopefully more deals get settled, tariffs come down a bit, trade start again, and hopefully you don't have to retrench them. So that's what we do. The other thing we do is to step up employment placement. Yeah, like Li San say, some sectors, strangely, during crisis can do very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, during
Restructuring business.
during COVID, those doing healthcare do very well. Yeah, those manufacturing masks do very well. Yeah, pharmaceutical do very well. So we try to place them. We try to place them. 2008 or is it 97? Should be 2008. Yeah, we had the IRs. The IRs were just coming in. Yeah, so we did a lot of placement for IRs. A lot of placement for IRs. Yeah, I even went to take the test just to see how is it like. It's not easy.
Really?
Yeah. To be a croupier, how you calculate the odds and all that. Not so easy. Not so easy. You have to do quite a bit of mental gymnastics. Yeah, so we did a lot of that work. And of course, in COVID-19, same thing. That one we have to dip into reserve because that was a very serious pandemic crisis. 40 billion from the reserve. Again, most of it goes into helping company prevent the bleeding. Yeah, hold on to your workers. That many countries, the small businesses closed shop during COVID, and after that, there was the ember is dead. Yeah, you can't even rekindle anything, so it's gone. So it's very sad. In our case, I think we managed to keep all the embers going. Yeah. When COVID was over, they burned again, and we rebounded. So we had quite a bit of experience in this. So likewise, I think this task force that just been formed, I think we have to seriously look at it. I do agree with Li San, we may want to observe a bit more. Where are the sectors that are more affected? Where are the sectors that actually may have new opportunities? Yeah, before we firm out our action. But first thing first, get over the election. Yeah. Get it over done with. Let us focus on this. But I think it's also important that make sure the outcome of the election is that we have a stable government, a safe harbor, that people still feel that Singapore is a safe place, you can put your investment here, it's still an attractive place to trade, notwithstanding the difficult situation. Make sure we have stability, then we can get on to doing this work.
So let me now be very blatant on election. Okay, and this is not in the script. So I just want to say that people are saying that, the government is asking, the ruling party is asking for unity. Unity means vote for, PAP and things like that. But a group of people said, no need, what? All the civil servants are running it, right? Okay, and whatever you do, Trump doesn't care about Singapore anyway, right? So be what is it? Let's have an opposition voice just to keep the government in check and that kind of thing. Maybe you can help to explain why that need for a strong mandate is important, especially at a time like this.
Well, actually, I've been explaining. I think it's not wrong to say that Singapore needs an opposition to check against a dominant ruling party. I think that is check and balance. Yeah. But I think what we need, so first, I would say that there is no chance that there is no opposition.
No
No
chance.
chance, yeah.
No chance.
No chance. There will be opposition.
I thought it's the other way around.
The question is more how many more opposition we
Yeah.
have. So I think what we need is to I don't think we can decide over one election. Over a period of time, several elections, maybe we find our own equilibrium. What is the equilibrium between ruling party and opposition so that we have an effective system of governance?
Okay.
It's stable, people have confidence in us, you have a government that is big enough to be decisive, to be agile, adaptable. Other countries quarreling, we move first. Yeah, we can seize opportunities, we can stabilize things. That's important. At the same time, this government cannot do anything it wants. It has opposition checking you, right? But at the same time, the opposition it's not so big that it can cause obstruction and cause paralysis. It has to play the role of a loyal opposition. Then I think we have an equilibrium. Yeah. So as I mentioned, get election done with. Hopefully, coming out of it, we have an effective system of governance.
Yeah, that's a great. That's great. Any comments from both of you on this point? Like, what is your wish that from Singapore on the point of election? Like, what do you wish from them?
I think the voters, especially first-time voters, will have to be very discerning, listen carefully to what different parties say, and also what is their strategy to take on the challenges that we face ahead as a nation. That's very important. And at the end of the day, I do agree with Min Ong. We have to be united. We have to be able to respond very quickly to the very fast-changing environment out there. Because if we get stuck in the parliament, if you have to pass amendments and bills, for example, to help us adapt and get through this crisis ahead.
So on that point, during COVID, I think we were united.
Exactly.
Yeah. All parties in parliament
Yep.
say this is what we need to do.
Yep.
Right? And then when we came out with policies, whether it's social restriction, whether it's vaccination, there is very few dissenting voices. We just go out to Singaporeans, this is what you must do. And Singaporeans cooperated, do their part, help others, help each other, and that's how we overcome COVID much better than other countries.
I see.
I think the same has to be this time around, and we have to work fast.
Yeah.
We can't take our own sweet time.
Very good. Okay, very good. I can see that. I'm glad that we're taking this seriously. I feel the heat front line we are facing this thing.
It's affecting the man in the street in a very tangible way.
Correct,
From
yeah.
the conversations I'm seeing, I go attend wakes, I talk to the family, it's affecting people in a tangible way.
Yeah. So I'm glad that the government is taking it seriously. I fear that there are voices out there that take this lightly. We cannot tahan as employers for too long. This thing is killing. Right? So I'm glad that task force reform action are on the drawer plan already and ready to go. Very comforted to hear at the national level and the local level actions have been prepared already. Let's talk about chances. How likely, in your personal opinion, there's a chance that we need to pull out these plans? Your personal judgment.
You ask me?
Yeah.
High chance.
High chance.
High chance.
High.
I mean, maybe I'm biased. I was a trade negotiator. But when I look at the system, the trade system being jolted like that, is a huge disruption.
So this 90-day temporary cease.
Okay, optimistic scenario. 90 days, conclude many deals with many countries, settle them, minimum 10% stay. It still will drag the economy. But 145, 125%, US and China is not going away. Yeah.
And that's enough to hit.
Tariffs are easy to go up, very hard to come down.
Yeah. Okay. So I think let it be very clear to our audience that this is not a light issue and we need to take this very seriously.
See, after World War II, how much negotiations went on to bring tariff down? After decades, we managed to bring down tariff step by step. Very painful negotiation. I was involved in some of them, and overnight, boom, 145%, 125%. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's switch on something more. Okay, I think we know it's serious. I'm glad that I'm just worried. I'm just worried on behalf of all the entrepreneurs. How how much this will hit us. Yeah.
It will hit us, but I will also try to say that in every crisis, there is really opportunities. Trade is like water, it will flow. Because I think it's not tenable to say there's no more trade. People want to work with each other. Yeah, businesses just find it makes sense that I'm part of a global value chain and supply chain. And therefore, but tariffs like that is like putting boulders into the water flow. The water now need to find, it's
New
stuck,
paths.
I need to go new paths. And make sure Singapore is that place that water will flow to.
I see. Okay.
The couple I met, plastics, the ingredients from US to China is now affected. They were bound to look for alternate supply. So once they seek alternate supply, go to China, come back, their supply, the ingredient price is not affected by tariff, they are back in business. Yeah, but it takes them some time. During that time, government must help them so that they don't bleed, they don't run out of cash. We absolutely understand cash. Yeah. It's not about business profitability.
Yeah.
When you hit a problem like that, you are bleeding cash.
Exactly.
You need to stop the bleeding of the cash.
And we can save our employees, save their families and things like that. You know, it's a leadership. I consider entrepreneurship a leadership for our staff as well. Yeah, we really need to take care of. And it's very comforting and very confident now that you at least we have got strong leaders that help us in this process. Okay. So anyway, let's go something more light-hearted. We talk enough serious matter. Okay. No. I'm just mindful of your time. Okay. And one quick message on what you like to push for your constituency. Okay. If you are elected, right? So one big idea, solid idea, and just say you vote for me. Because this is one thing.
This is a campaign podcast.
What's one thing that you could do for constituency?
Well, I would like to really push for programs to nurture our youth, more outdoor play, because I think this device is making a lot of parents very worried. And we can do a lot of work or a lot of programs in the community to help the parents and the children, bring them out to play. The other one is about building mental resilience across the community. And I was thinking if we could, let's say one big bold idea, work with the schools, and if they are prepared to, half a day, let more children come out to work closely with our active aging centers, with volunteers helping the needy, then that also will help inspire some or build some kind of understanding of empathy to also get more interactions with the older generation, which is in these days, the young children don't have the opportunities.
Wonderful.
Yeah, they don't stay with their grandparents.
Wonderful.
So I hope to be able to do that more and really create a very warm, cozy, and that kampong spirit. Yeah.
Xuan?
For myself, I've been walking around for a while now. So some of the things that I hear are that the last mile connectivity might not be that perfect. So not sheltered anyway. So cycling paths will have missions in their way. And then buses, sometimes they might want an additional stop at another station. So that's something that I want to do with the various agencies. On a broader national level, I'm a very big firm believer of healthy minds and healthy bodies. So the age for counseling and therapy is such that if you're below 18, you need parental consent. But the fact is that parents could sometimes be part of that whole package of issues as well.
He's been bugging me about it.
Yes.
So I have a response for you
because I
someday.
mean so often, right? So I can hear what's happening.
That's something. We need to champion that for our young children.
Yeah.
I mean, are they at local or national level?
Your question was local.
Yeah.
National also a lot on healthcare,
Yeah.
but it will take too long.
Yeah.
Local, there are a few things. We did a very nice project called Bukit Canberra. This is the old Admiralty House, because Singapore used to be the largest naval base east of Suez by the British. So the British had a naval base in Sembawang. So by the way, they were here, account for 20% of Singapore's GDP because of the naval base. Then they pulled out in 68. Yeah, so at that time we lost 20% of GDP. So that was probably our first crisis after independence. But anyway, they had an Admiralty House where the admirals stay and oversee the naval base. So now we have converted that whole place into a community hub. swimming pool, gym.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we keep the greenery as much as we can. So the project immediate is in the next 1 year we will complete this project.
I want to go.
Yeah, you should come. So the
Yeah.
project is about 75% complete.
Really?
So in the next 1 year we will see the completion. The Admiralty House, now we call it Canberra House, will be converted to a library with a cafe. Yeah, and then around it surrounded by parks. And then I want to bring in a monthly flea market where we can sell Sembawang's produce, vegetables that's grown in Sembawang, homemade.
Sembawang grow vegetable?
Oh, Sembawang has a lot of vegetable. You saw SG Veg. The SG is both Singapore and Sembawang.
I see.
Ah,
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
There are some brands out there that you buy, organic vegetable. Actually, they are grown in Sembawang.
Wow, that's interesting.
But they have fancy brands.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can sell some of that. Monthly flea market, I think, is something very special. Very in tune with our kampong spirit. Then, in the longer term, we actually, in the medium term, between now to say end of 2026, a big project is RTS.
Okay.
We will be the GRC that is directly connected to JB.
I'm a super big fan of RTS.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you talk about cost of living. Actually, many of our residents know, go over to JB with Sing dollar, with the power of Sing dollar. Actually, they can buy things there, at a much more affordable price. Yeah.
Half the price.
So I think it will change things a lot in Sembawang in terms of how people shop, how people work. Many of our businesses in Sembawang, they hire Malaysian workers. Now the Malaysian workers stay here, rent rooms and all that. In future, they can stay in JB. Then they commute over, right? So it will help them save costs. So a big project is actually to see through these big adjustments once RTS open. It's a bit like China when they build high-speed rail between two cities. Yeah, suddenly the economy changes. So I think it will happen to us. There are a lot of great opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also hoping more Johorians will come over to Sembawang and then buy things, shop in Sembawang. But our offering must be improved and must be better.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Then long term, another very exciting project is the Sembawang shipyard will move to Tuas. So we took over the Admiral's house, become the Bukit Canberra. So now the whole shipyard will move to Tuas.
So huge land free up.
Huge land will free up, and this is coastal land. And next to it are all our old black and white houses, 100 over of them.
Wow. Oh, that area.
Yeah,
Okay.
plus the
Colonial
Sembawang
houses.
Park.
Yeah, yeah.
And next to the Sembawang Park will be the Kampong Mosque I talk about.
Yep.
So how do we conceptualize the entire development? Actually, no plans are fixed yet. URA is thinking about it, is consulting various people. So I think in the coming term, a very exciting exercise is to conceptualize what do we do. It will be a project that I think lasts for 10 years or more.
Wow, I didn't know Sembawang is so happening, man. Yeah, very interesting, very exciting, right? Well, very, again, right? This is something that it's a living city,
Yes,
all right,
it's
and
really a
it
living town.
keep revitalizing, and I think that's very exciting. Okay, now switch to a most important question, okay, that everybody needs to ask when it comes to my channel. Now, 1865 channel is all about investment and personal finance. I don't know. What do you all invest in? Can teach us some tips now. Yeah. I used to think that politicians cannot invest in anything. Okay, so a bit swaku.
Actually, it's good for politicians. You cannot. You must observe no insider trading lah.
Yeah.
You must invest honestly.
Yeah.
But actually, it's good for politicians to invest because then they have a stake in the country.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay, now maybe I ask Xuan and Li San first. What do you invest in?
Mostly safer options like bonds, yeah, and
T-bills in Singapore or SSB or what?
mostly SSBs.
Okay.
So also in the region, and that is something that I will take at this age, more risk-averse approach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mostly bonds. Okay, bonds.
Do you agree? You are so young and you are taking a
Exactly, I was about to say, okay. You know something I found out? Ladies are very good investors. They invest in something and they don't look at it for 10, 20 years. Yeah, okay. And then the thing compound. And then suddenly 20 years later, hey, I got so much money. Men, after they invest, they look at it more than they look at their wife, Yeah, they look at it, then a bit down, a bit up, oh, that kind of thing, right? And then they start buy, sell, and they lose money.
I was more aggressive in the younger days, but now I decided to take a bit more relaxed and more safer bet.
That's an interesting side. Yourself?
So I used to be very REITs adverse, so I mean did REITs.
Okay.
And then after that, during COVID, I got bitten by the robo-advisors bug, so I went to try every platform.
Okay.
But now I think the more important thing is to invest in ourselves, so my company and also myself. I actually signed up for an EMBA course in NUS.
Oh, nice.
Because of the busy schedule, I have to postpone it to next year.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Well, I wouldn't say what I invest in, but I
I
tell
love
you my
that.
approach. I agree with what you say. Invest and don't look at it.
Okay, that's a good one.
Then it's long term, you see. Important thing is always control your greed and your fear, right? Investment is about that. And it messes you up because when market going up, you are greedy, then you thought you will buy, and then it crashes and you lose money. And then when market going down, you fear, you don't dare to buy, and then when it go up, you miss the chance. So a lot is about handling your greed and fear, and the best way to handle it is to buy, then look at it, then don't look at it.
Okay, and one quick question now. How do you control this urge? Because most men cannot don't look at it, you know. Yeah. How ladies very good. They're very busy with everything, like children, hairdo, skincare, whatever, you know, shopping, work, whatever. There's a lot of things that men cannot.
Look at, okay, you just list all the things that women do, and therefore they never look at it. So men look for more things to do, lah. Then you won't look at it. You're too free, maybe too free,
Help the wife.
That's a good one. Help the wife, right?
Yeah.
Help the wife to do all those things at no time.
But one thing I have been investing in is to help my daughters top up their CPF accounts.
That's a good one. Special account.
Special account.
That's good.
And I tell them, you know, in every maybe 18 years, you will double your money, right?
Well said.
So I told you are now how old? 18 years later, you got double, no? Then they're like, wow. I said, that's why they teach you math in school and compound interest.
Wonderful. Okay, wonderful. Okay, that's the whole 1965 movement, and I really encourage everybody to do that. Last two easy question. Sembawang. Okay, what is your best dish, best hawker dish or store that you go to? Okay, and very important because everybody is familiar with their own area, but Sembawang, lots of secret there. What's yours?
Amma Mee Sua at Kampong Admiralty. It's a long queue, so
Amma Mee Sua.
yeah, and it's you know, a lot of this nostalgic flavors. Yeah, it's really nice. So that's my favorite.
The store is called Amma Mee Sua. Amma Mee Sua at
Kampong Admiralty Hawker Centre.
Kampong Admiralty Hawker Centre. Everybody go there tomorrow.
Oh, a long queue.
It's a food fair.
Yes.
Okay, yourself, Xuan?
I'm a lifelong vegetarian, so my task now is to locate all the vegetarian stores first. I have already located 3, so I invite any suggestions on like where are all the Sembawang GRCs.
I don't like vegetarian food. Okay, 好吃, no, but healthy food are usually not nice to eat. Is that true, by the way? Not true? Wonderful. Okay. Minister?
We have quite a number of good dishes. If I pick one, I'll say the roast duck at Jalan Legundi.
Jalan?
Legundi.
Legundi, roast duck.
Roast duck. By this man, he's now Singaporean, but he was from Shenzhen.
Okay.
Yeah. You look for the store where you walk in, there are 3 pictures of me.
Okay.
That's the one, yeah.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Last question, you know, any parting thoughts as we come to an end to my fellow 1965 community members? Any parting words?
Well, I think the most important, we talk about investment, most important is invest in your own health. Because if you have money but no health, you can't enjoy. So invest your own health, stay fit, stay healthy.
Wonderful. Okay. Xuan?
For myself, for young Singaporeans, I think invest in yourself. Make sure that you're always ready for any opportunities.
That's a good one. Minister?
This government gone through many crises with Singaporeans before, and we always overcome, and likewise this time we will overcome it.
Wonderful. Thank you. It's such an honor where every one of us have benefited tremendously. Thanks for coming to our channel. You know, all the best to the G 2025. You know, I'm very optimistic about you guys. You know, okay. Everybody, please support you know, Mr. Ong Ye Kung and his fellow team as well. Thank you for coming and have a great day. Okay. Thanks everybody. Thanks everybody for joining us. Okay, and we'll see you in a day or two. Bye bye.